Good morning, Elizabeth.
Morning, Scotty.
It is time for Liz and Scotty's Poddy. The first Liz and Scotty's Poddy in quite some time. Mm-hmm. We've been a little lax on our podcasting duties. We're sitting here trying to remember. We're thinking the last one was probably when we talked to Liz on maternity.
Yeah.
Just catching up about you and the baby and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. That was a little bit ago.
It's been a while. By the way, how is the baby?
She's great.
She is wonderful.
She's exactly 3 months old.
Evelyn Renee. And just as pretty as she can be.
Why, thank you.
And we had as good a reason as any to get back to the old podcaster today because Jason Aldean is going to be performing at Mizzou Arena, and we had a chance to visit with him. We cover a lot of subjects, talking about the tour, talking about his opening acts, and had to talk about a little college football as well. So please enjoy our visit with country music star Jason Aldean.
Yeah, is this Scotty?
It is. Is this Jason Aldean?
Yeah, it is. What's up, man?
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good. Meet my friend Liz. She's here, too.
Morning, Jason.
Hey, what's up, Liz? How are you?
I'm good.
So excited about seeing you about a week or so at Mizzou Arena. Are you jacked up?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. That's the last weekend of our tour, so it's been a great year, great summer, great fall, but this will be the last weekend, man. So it kind of wraps up the tour, and excited to play, and excited that it's kind of the end of the tour too. A little sad that it's the end, but it's always a good feeling when you kind of come to that point where you know you've had a good year and everything's been great, and you get to kind of do it one last time for the year.
We're going to use that in our promotion. We're just going to say, hey guys, it's Jason's last show. You never know what's going to happen on the last show. See, we'll sell a few extra tickets that way.
That's actually true. I love it.
What's been one of your favorite moments from the tour so far?
I think this year was really cool. When Gabby Barretts had to step away, she's pregnant, so she had to step away from the back half of the tour, and we had to find some people to fill in for her. And I was able to go out and get Tracy Lawrence and Travis Tritt, who were, two of the guys that I grew up listening to that I was huge fans of and have gotten to be friends with over the years, but never really had a chance to tour with those guys a whole lot. So to me, getting a chance to have those guys out for a couple weekends and getting to hang out, tour with them, and stand side stage, watch their shows and all the hits they had, to me has been one of the coolest parts.
That's cool. And back to Gabby for just a minute, dude. We got to give her a salute. She was performing 7 months pregnant or something. I was reading. I mean, she was still out there getting it done, right?
Yeah, she was, man. She was doing great. But when she was out there, we were still in the amphitheaters. It was summer. It was hot. I think it was just kind of taking a toll on her toward the end, to the point where, I think she just wanted to. She wasn't comfortable out there anymore. She was, as pregnant women are, she was getting bigger. It was getting a little harder to move around on stage and some of those things. And so we totally understood that for sure and tried to make it as easy on her as possible.
Just so you know, there is a woman in this studio who is nodding real big at you because she's got a 3-month-old at home. So she was kind of dealing with that this summer too.
Hey, I get it. My wife, my son was 9.5 pounds, so I watched my wife go through that.
Man, Brittany is a champ.
Yeah, she's a champ for sure. So I definitely understand, the misery that comes along with the late term pregnancies for sure.
That's great. And so Chase Rice is going to be with you here at Mizzou Arena, and I know that's something that you've talked about before, that it's one of the fulfilling parts of your job is because you had guys who took you out, when you were new and not a lot of folks knew who you were. And it's great for you to have the opportunity to do that now and kind of give back a little bit.
It is, man. I had guys kind of took a chance on me, guys like Rascal Flatts, Tim McGraw, some of those guys, Brooks and Dunn, when I was coming up, and, really kind of gave me a platform to launch my own tours and things like that. And so I've always kind of felt like that was a cool thing to be able to give to younger artists that I liked, guys that I felt like were kind of on the verge. And I think over the years, our track record's been pretty good. We've had openers like Kane Brown and Luke Combs, Luke Bryan, Thomas Rhett, Eric Church. All those guys have come out and opened for us in the past, and to watch them go on and have these huge careers they've had has been really cool to see. And it's just, not saying it was because of us. I mean, I think those guys, that would have happened anyway, but to be able to help them out in the early parts of their career, give them a platform to get out there and really get their careers off and running is cool to see.
I want to touch, too, on the fact that you're doing this really cool VIP experience with Wolf Moon Lodge. And the other thing I was going to stick in here, I know breast cancer awareness is something that's near and dear to your heart. So just so you know, we're using this VIP thing to raise a little money for breast cancer awareness. But tell us what this is. This kind of, there's like a Q&A session that a fan's going to win. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so basically the VIP experience is, you go into this room and, we'll have a bar in there so you can go in, you can get some Wolf Moon bourbon or whatever it is you want in there. And so it's kind of just a little hangout. It has some things from the tour that are kind of up there for people to just kind of look at and check out. We'll eventually come in there, play a few songs, do some Q&A type stuff. So it's really an intimate kind of thing. I'll play some songs in there that I don't play in the show just to kind of change it up and give them a chance to hear some different songs. And so it's just kind of a fun little thing to kind of get them warmed up for the show, gets us warmed up for the show as well, and just kind of gets the night kicked off.
That's awesome. Well, we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to the show. We're looking forward to the music. But I got to ask you one more thing. I got to ask you about your Georgia Bulldogs because I got to tell you, they came here. They were here at Mizzou a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I remember.
You remember? I was going to say, dude, the best game we've played all year was against them.
Yeah, the best game you guys played and probably the worst game we played. So that was a scary day. I was watching that game and was about to have a heart attack. So luckily we escaped that, and now all of a sudden it looks like Tennessee might be the team to beat now. So we got them coming up in a couple weeks, and I don't know. I love college football season, and especially the SEC. That's exactly what it is. Like you never know. Any of those teams could show up any week and pull an upset, and that's part of the fun of it.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to ask you was that I know traditionally we've seen a lot of pictures from your man cave of like you and Kane Brown and Luke Bryan. There's a bunch of Georgia fans on the radio, and you guys kind of hang together. Well, last week we saw a bunch of pictures of Morgan and Kelsey and Chesney and Peyton hanging out together at Tennessee. So I'm thinking here in a couple of weeks with this big showdown, I'm wondering if you guys ought to, find some way to face off a little bit.
I don't know. I don't want to be friends with those guys that particular day. So we'll.
You don't want to have to be nice to them.
I don't want any of their bad juju rubbing off on me. So I don't know. It's going to be fun. I mean, obviously Kenny and Morgan are good friends of mine, and I know Peyton a little bit too. And so, but yeah, that game all of a sudden has really kind of taken on it's become a lot more interesting than it was a week ago. So it's going to be interesting. And plus, I live in Tennessee, so if Georgia loses to Tennessee, then I got to hear about it all year from everybody that lives there. So, you know what I mean?
You got to see all the orange flags on the cars and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but we'll see. That's going to be a good game.
All right. Dude, we appreciate your time. As we've said before, you're a big enough star, you don't have to call little radio stations, but you still do, and we really appreciate it. We can't wait to see you Friday night at Mizzou Arena. The fans are excited, and just can't wait to welcome you to town.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Always fun to come to Columbia there, and look forward to seeing you guys.
I said it at the end there, and I don't want to gloss over it. Jason Aldean does not have to call radio stations and do interviews anymore. Mm-hmm. He is at a level where that's not necessary, it's not expected, and yet he still does it. So, and there's like two of them. Garth and Jason Aldean are like the two at that level that still call radio stations and do interviews. And you know what? He sounded engaged, too.
He really did. He was making jokes with us, and he was just having a really good conversation. So.
There are times with guys, and I don't even mean it judgy. A lot of times these guys call us on the road. They call us early in the morning after a late night show. They're not always, up and at 'em, and so you don't always feel like you're getting 100%. But with Jason Aldean, the guy who doesn't have to call, but he does, and again, gets into it a little bit. Mm-hmm. So
again, just like Garth, and it's always a great category to be in when you're mentioned with Garth Brooks.
Exactly right. Depending on when you are listening to this, tickets are still available for Jason Aldean at Mizzou Arena. There are opportunities to win tickets, too, depending on when you're listening to this. We'll just tell you that all of the information you need to win is at clear99.com. That way, if you're listening to it in like 2 weeks, you're not missing out on anything. So thank you for checking out Liz and Scotty's Poddy. We'll try to do better. We'll try to get back into to doing these a little more frequently. And so we would love for you to subscribe. There's lots of different places where you can find the podcast.
Yeah, anywhere where you get podcasts, just look for us. Clear 99 On Demand is where you can find us. We're also on our website, clear99.com. Search anywhere, you'll find us.
Yeah, and there's Liz and Scotty's Poddy, and there's some other things that we do from time to time, the little morning sip that we talk about, which might be just kind of a highlight from one morning and some other things. So thank you so much for listening to the radio, for listening to this podcast, and we hope that you have a wonderful day.
It's a Clear Country Morning.
And just a little bit of information for you guys. You know that Liz and Scotty in the Morning was nominated for the CMA Award for Small Market Personality of the Year. We found out yesterday that we did not win. It's okay. We're still very grateful. Excited for the winners, whoever they are, in Pensacola, Florida. Did I sell that? Did the bitterness not come through on that? I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, we're just kidding.
It is. As I have told Liz, the exciting part is the consistency of the nominations. That's something that we're very, very proud of. And thank you guys for all the stuff that you do. And we'll give it a shot next year. See what happens.
It's a Clear Country Morning.